Hey y'all, welcome back to AJ Designs. I am going to be making a Portugal FIFA 2026 shirt, and I'm making this for my son. I'm actually doing a front and back just because my mom had asked me if that was possible for me to do, and I let her know that I haven't done a back before, but let me try out with my son's shirt. So here I am measuring to make sure that it's gonna fit in the back. As you can see, I do not have a big enough ruler. I'm here to show you guys that you use what you have on hand. You don't need fancy equipment, fancy materials. You just need to use what you have. And if you got a 12-inch ruler or a 6-inch ruler, whatever you got, use it. It'll work regardless. Now, as I waited for that's what I was doing while I was waiting for my Silhouette Studio to load. And now that it's loaded, I am checking the dimensions and the size that is for the shirt that will work, and I am uploading it to Silhouette. This is what I use when I print out my Sublimation prints. It just works for me better. There's no like cut line like Cricut does. And I'm also making my son an Argentina shirt, so that's what I'm doing as well. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened with my phone. It did not record me doing the Argentina shirt, so that was a little upsetting. But again, here I am measuring to make sure that it works and that it's going to look nice where I place it. So now I am just going to be printing out these images, and while we wait, I am going to be laying out the shirt. So as those images are printing and I'm making sure that the settings are correct, I do want to let you guys know that I was using a sizing sheet that I created. And if you would like that, I will have that available in my shop for you guys to use. Now I am getting ready to prep my butcher paper to be cut, and these are how the images turned out. They are clean. I love the color, how vibrant it is. Now you're going to see me cut along the image, and this is just due to the fact that sometimes with sublimation ink it tends to bleed along the line or the side of the paper, and to prevent any bleeding from transferring to the shirt, I like to trim around it, and you're going to see me do that to both images. And here's the back of my son's shirt, which does have Cristiano Ronaldo, and I'm cutting along the image so that way no additional ink from the edges of the sheet come out on the shirt. I am now sizing the butcher paper, make sure that I cut the Portugal and Argentina images to size so that way the ink does not bleed onto the other side of the shirt or on my heat press. I do cut these in half just because I have to have one inside the shirt so the ink doesn't go through to the back of the shirt, and also for the top of the shirt so that way the heat press does not get the ink adhered to it and then ruin future projects. I ended up forgetting that I needed an additional large butcher paper size for the front of the CR7 image that's going to the back of the shirt. And now I am making sure that my shirt is aligned, it's neat, and I'm going to use a lint roller to take off any lint that is stuck on the shirt, because once you put the image on, you're going to see like these specks that are going to make the image not look so great. So make sure you do that. You don't want to miss that step. Now you see me cutting heat tape so that way I can get the image to stay on the shirt and doesn't move while I'm putting the heat press down. We don't want the image to shift at all during this heat transfer process. And this, now I'm showing you guys me putting the butcher paper inside and making sure that it is aligned with the image so that I am not missing any sides. It is a little bit tedious, so please trust the process. It's going to come out great. And I did do a little dance earlier because my heat press I had turned it on and then I took too long, so I had to reheat it. And as you can see here, like I'm doing half of the image first and I'm applying pressure. You have to make sure that you apply enough pressure that the image and ink adhere to the shirt. I do this at 400 degrees for 25 seconds, and then I do kind of move it around to make sure that I did apply it to all the edges. And now I'm going to gently move it. There is an easier way. You could actually put cardboard right under the shirt, so that way you can move the whole thing a lot better and not have to worry about the shirt, how do you call it, like folding in on itself or creating wrinkles. And here I am heat pressing the bottom half. And I do a little dance. And I go over it one more time just to make sure. And fingers crossed. It is a little bit hot, by the way, so be very careful. And as I peel it back, everything looks good, and I am happy with how it all turned out. It's so beautiful, so vibrant. I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video, and I'm going to have my son put it on to demonstrate it. You see, I was like really happy I did thumbs up. So now I'm trying to flip it over carefully. I did not have to put an additional butcher paper inside because I had the big one on the inside of it already. Now I'm just going to make sure that it is even and that I do the lint roll over it to make sure that there is no lint. Right, and then make sure that the inside butcher paper is covering the image of Portugal. And this is something that I noticed because a little bit of ink did transfer to the Ronaldo, to the CR7 side. So what I did was I made sure to put an additional butcher paper that I actually had an extra sheet of underneath, so that way the image does not stick to my heat mat. And you'll see, you're gonna see. These are little things that we learn along the way. Ooh, look at that steam, look at that smoke. And you're gonna see it's so beautiful. It came out so great. And now I'm removing the butcher paper from the inside, which typically ink does not transfer to that. And look at this. You can like see it a little bit that the image did go on there from the image on the back. But look at how vibrant the colors are. And there you have it, guys, the Portugal shirt front and back image. I was trying to figure out placing my son so that way you guys can see it nicely. But thank you guys for coming along with me and watching how I created this Portugal shirt front and back. And if you would like to learn, please let me know in the comments below, and I can show you guys all the details and materials that I used. Thank you. Y'all have a blessed